Hello and welcome back YouTube, and in this tutorial we're going to be taking you further with the for statement and implementations that you can do with them, some maybe a multiplication timetable, and in this tutorial we will look at that, and in the later tutorial we will look at the if statement, how we can nest it. But for now we're just going to finish up with this for statement tutorial. So we're just going to, no, not everything here, we just need to remove that. And what we need to do is first create the outer for statement for x in the range of what we need, 1 to 12 here. So then a column there, then we say for c in the range, sorry, better 1 to 12, because they have to be same. So 1 to 12 here is actually 1 to 11 that is going to be output here, because the last sentence is going to be -1. So we're just going to do a print here x times c here, and let's see how the output comes here. So what it does is it's multiplying the outer value with the inner value, and then we have the timetable here, but the output is very weird here. So that means maybe we should actually introduce a new variable here. So we're gonna be m here for the multiplication equals to x times the c here, and then what we need to do is now print the m here, and at the end of it we're gonna use some implementation that we have in Python, a keyword that we have that is going to be end equals to, and we're gonna put a space here instead of the original new line character that will be printed here, and we're just gonna do a print here just for sake to just indent our code, the output in fact. So what we see is the output, so the multiplication of 1 to 12, but it's still weird because of the output is weird, the numbers are spaced. But you may want to deal with the format specifying of these values, which we'll look at in the later video. But for now, you see how you can do this simple way to do a multiplication table in Python, and that was all about this tutorial. And now in the next tutorial we're gonna be dealing with the if statement, but in fact let's just join this together and make sure we do it all together at once. So we're just gonna comment out this and then look at that if statement, how we can nest them. Then in the next tutorial we'll be able to combine the if and the for statement all together in one. And so what it is going to say if here, let's just create a variable here, let's say name equals to glen, and then we're gonna say age equals to 12. So what you need, we're gonna nest these conditions. So we're gonna say in the outer one we're gonna introduce a variable, say user is, all right, let's say for example in our system, just that we do not have a system, but we're gonna say our user is gonna be glen here. So in our system, maybe in a database we already have this user in DB, so we're gonna say user is if name here. So now what we need to do is if name is user that we have in our statement, what we're gonna do, we're gonna check again if name is user. Then let's just do a print here so that we are in user, So now in here we're gonna do another if statement, and that's how you nest the if statement. We're gonna check if age is greater than or equal to 12 here. Am I greater than or equal to, am I in the range of that, of starting from 12 and going upwards? And then we're gonna print here that eligible. So when that happens, what we're gonna do, eligible, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna have to run this code and see what the output is like. So we're gonna say we are in user am eligible. So that's how you nest if statements here. So the first thing is gonna check if name is that is if the pointer is the same object reference, and then print this, and while we're inside there it's gonna check again if the age is greater than or equal to 12, and then it will print this. If age was not greater than or equal to 12, it wasn't gonna return this. So let's put an else, a less than here, and see what happens. Did we run the codes? Yeah, all right, it's running because our value is 12 years, but it's also running from that decrementing downwards, so it's gonna output a yes. So let's just put a less than here and see what happens. and bang, we are not going to print this illegible. We are not eligible for lesson that. And then you can as well add many things here, maybe even the elif for else if here, else if age is equal to 13. What we want to do when age is 13, we're going to say too old. That's how you do it. And then finally, when none of the specifications are seen, we're just going to be able to print don't have a spot for you, because you failed to meet any of the conditions here. So the next thing we're going to do, you can also add an else statement to this outer. So you just want to make sure you indent at the right position, then you print here you are not registered, because the user is not recognized. So let's see the output of this thing, and we'll talk about how we can implement this more further. And we are getting, we are in user, you don't have a spot here. So what is happening here is we getting here, yes, you're a user, but our age is less than, I'm not eligible, and it's elif. It skips all this because it doesn't meet any condition, and runs straight to don't have a spot for you because I do not meet any of the specified conditions. So let's just change our name to GLEN so that you see that we can go straight to this one. If this condition fails to meet, we won't even get into these inner if statements. Let's run this code and see what happens. You will not register. So you have seen how you can deal with this if else statement, nested, and setting up conditions to your functions and programs so that you can get the best of your program. So in our next tutorial, we combine everything together, the for and the if, all together in one, and see what we can get from our programs. And please subscribe, and I'll see you in our next tutorial, and thank you for watching this video.